Well, good evening, everyone. It's a little past 8 o'clock on this cold Monday evening. And if you've had any been outside at any point today, you know it's been cold. And if you've been out there driving, you know it's been rather treacherous. So hopefully you're home now and you're safe and warm. And if you are home, you may not be going anywhere for a while. We'll talk about that in just a second. So temperatures at my house right now, 27 degrees. It is quite chilly out there. North wind about 15 miles an hour. That puts the wind chill in the teens. And so it is not a night to be outside, that is for sure. Hey, Michael, how are you, sir? So let's talk about what's going to be happening the next couple of days. So first and foremost, temperatures at my house, like I said, is 27. And let's see. Let me get over to... Here we go. Temperatures around the Metroplex, and temperatures a little hard to see there, but temperatures mostly in the mid 20s, maybe some upper 20s in Dallas County, 28 Rockwall, 27 at DFW, 25 at Fort Worth Meacham, 25 at Alliance Airport, 25 in Denton, 27 in McKinney. So it is definitely chilly out there, and temperatures will not be going anywhere anytime soon, that is for sure. So let's reset everything before we get into what to expect the next couple of days. And let's get this to work here. There we go. Technology's great. Okay. Well, as I mentioned, really starting this yesterday, we had a winter storm watch. This morning, we had a winter storm warning issued that was initially in effect from noon today until 6 a.m. Wednesday. They have extended that. Even though that graphic says 6 a.m., it should say noon on Wednesday, as the scroll on the bottom says. So they haven't quite updated that map yet. So it's winter storm warning. So anywhere in North Texas in the pink, you're going to see potentially icy conditions, and we've already seen that, especially in the northwest part of the Metroplex, up into Denton. A lot of icy roads. They had pretty good little sleet convective shower that over that way earlier today, so that's why they have a lot more sleet over there. The travel's a lot more treacherous, but with the temperatures being in the mid to upper 20s, you know, the sun's gone down. We've lost our solar radiation. Even though the ground's still relatively warm, over time that's going to become cooler and cooler, and over the next day or two, even the ground may get below freezing. That's what's going to cause some problems. So that's the area of the winter storm warning. And now let's talk about what we can expect impact-wise. From a travel standpoint, it's just not going to be good. So most of the schools in North Texas are closed tomorrow. That's obviously the right call to make. It's just way too hazardous to travel. And for those of y'all who do have to go to work tomorrow, no matter what, just be very, very careful. It's going to be slick out there. This is probably going to last certainly into the first part of Wednesday, and it may even extend a little bit beyond that. We'll talk about that in just a second. So definitely icy roads, just no way around that tomorrow. We already have icy roads now, and so with temperatures not getting above freezing, certainly overnight, that is not going to change. And so from a timing standpoint, of course, now we're about midnight on Monday, so we are in the event as we speak, if you will. And so the red on the graph there shows freezing rain. That you're going to see that DFW Metroplex is on top there. You're going to see that through potentially 12 noon on Wednesday for pretty much everybody. So I think that's what we're looking at. We're looking at an extended period, day or two of frozen precipitation that stays on the ground. And of course, that means our roads won't be that great starting really right now. But I think as we get into the day tomorrow, it will not get any better. So here's what I wanted to kind of talk about tonight. So last couple of days we've focused on, today was really going to be the lower impact day between Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and for people around in this part of the Metroplex, Northeast Dallas County, it really wasn't too bad. Definitely had some bridges that were iced over, so definitely had some issues, but not anything like the issues in the northwestern part of the Metroplex, especially up near Denton. So Dallas County, for the most part, Collin County, for the most part, escaped the worst of it. Now, starting tomorrow, and this is one of the models that shows this, is that the precipitation is supposed to come back. But, some of the models are starting to trend not quite as much precipitation tomorrow and kind of pushing that off into Wednesday. And that is where I think it's going to be interesting, because we've always kind of seen, at least initially, this be a Tuesday event and maybe kind of taper off on Wednesday. It's looking like now that even though I think we'll see some precipitation tomorrow, it's looking like Wednesday may be the bigger day if the models are to be believed. And so this is one of our models. This actually shows 6 a.m. on on Wednesday morning. Doesn't look too great, does it? And so, so let's look at another model. That's our warmest model. Wednesday morning is not too bad. Everything is northwest of Dallas-Fort Worth from a freezing precipitation standpoint. And another model, this is actually shows some sleet in the purple. Again, this is 6 a.m. on Wednesday. And another model, kind of a little less bullish on precipitation Wednesday morning, but as you can see, there's precipitation out west of us, and that would be moving our way after 6 a.m. And lastly, this is one of our models that shows 6 a.m. on Wednesday. So I think that's the concern, because I was kind of hoping that whatever we're going to have happen, that it would be Tuesday morning, Tuesday afternoon, it would be the worst, but we may be pushing off into Wednesday. And if the models are right, which of course they can be wrong, then if it does precipitate quite a bit more on Wednesday than we think, then that would obviously push some things into Thursday. Although on Wednesday, though, the temperature is supposed to get above freezing in the afternoon, so even if it precipitates quite a bit, it may not be that big a deal from a freezing standpoint. So the bottom line is this: from now until, at the very minimum, Wednesday noon, I think we'll definitely see some problems. I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see a whole lot of activity between now and 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, and even into the early morning hours before 9 o'clock, we may not see a whole lot. But after 9 a.m., I think that's when we'll see it pick up somewhat, especially from what we're going to have in overnight hours. And I'd be remiss if I didn't show the radar here, so let's go back to that. Here we go. So this is kind of a winter weather mode precipitation depiction layer, and you can see the bright pink these are sleet showers, really. And so they're scattered. They're just kind of popping up and down, popping here and there, and just kind of hit or miss. And then this grayish area is all freezing drizzle, at least as the radar detects it. Now, most of it's a lot, but where you see these brighter pinks is where you see the heavier sleet cores. And if we put the traditional reflectivity on, you can kind of see where those sleet cores show up. And again, if you look at this, the traditional reflectivity mode, it doesn't look like anything's going on. But during these winter weather events, that's why the precipitation depiction layer tells you a much better story about what's going on. And if we expand this out a little bit, and we'll go ahead and put this into motion and give you an idea, this will go back to probably, I think, around 5:30. And you can see everything's kind of moving pretty much southwest to northeast, and you see this issue to where it's not heavy precipitation, so that's not a concern. But again, you see these bright pinks show up there, kind of come and go. If you happen to be under one of those pink areas, then you'll definitely see some sleet and some heavier areas of precipitation for a short time. But again, when you see this type of radar presentation with temperatures in the mid-20s, upper 20s, then it's just not a good combination. And of course, overnight, it's not going to get any better. And if tomorrow forecast verifies, certainly from a temperature standpoint, it won't get any better at all during the day. Let's see. 27 at my house. Let's see. I don't have a whole lot of comments. Everybody's probably just chilling out. Robin, you're welcome. Thank you. My pleasure, Robin, to give everybody an update. That's, this is, one of those classic winter storms that cause havoc, and no snowfall, unfortunately. It's just one of those ice storms, which that's no fun any way you look at it. So just checking other chat bots here. I think we're good. Okay. So, excuse me, in summary, like I said, tonight, if you don't have to travel, don't travel. Tomorrow, if you don't have to travel, don't travel. It's just going to be one of those times to where it's just going to be a day or two of just roads not being very safe to travel on. Now, that's not to say we won't have travel on the roads. It's just that if you don't have to travel, then I would recommend that you don't travel unless you absolutely have to. And we're going to see this same weather, like I said, all day tomorrow, certainly into the first half of Wednesday. And then that depends on, hopefully the temperatures will get above freezing sometime on Wednesday. If that's the case, it'll help melt off some of this, and maybe we can get back to semi-normal on Thursday. But again, I would also say this is Texas, and it only takes a couple of degrees difference to make all the difference in the forecast. Now, we're in the mid to upper 20s, so it would take quite a few degrees difference to make a huge difference. But, if one of these models or a couple of these models are way colder than they're projecting tomorrow or certainly into Wednesday, then it may not last as long. But right now, that doesn't look to be a very likely scenario. It looks like it would last sort of tomorrow and probably most of the day Wednesday, and then Thursday we'll see what's going on. But this is Texas. This is winter. We'll take it one day at a time because it could definitely change between now and tomorrow as far as Wednesday goes. So we'll know much more tomorrow. All right, so I don't see a lot of questions or in the comments, so I'll about wrap this up. Want to thank Amen Plumbing. They help sponsor this podcast. Well, in this case, the live stream as well. So thank you, Amen Plumbing. Appreciate your sponsorship to help make this happen. And, if something radically changes, I'll be back on. I don't think that's going to be the case tonight. But again, just expect occasional freezing drizzle, occasional freezing rain, occasional sleet showers, if you will. Don't be totally shocked if you heard a rumble of thunder. There's enough instability in the atmosphere that would be the case. So just don't be shocked if you hear that, but I don't think you'll hear a whole lot of that, to be honest. And I think, let's see, I think that's about it. All right. So as always, I'm watching weather, so you don't have to. Hope everyone has a safe and warm rest of your evening. And I'll be updating the weather, whether it's a live stream or just a post between now and throughout the entire event. I appreciate everyone watching. As I said, hope everyone has a great week. Great week. Great rest of the week. And stay warm. And we will talk to you soon.